How's it going, guys? It's Tyler with Primitive Diesel and Automotive. It's been my first video, so just bear with me. But today we are working with a 2012 Ram 2500 6.7 Cummins, basic ordeal. This video is just going to be more of an informational type video, or an informative type, sorry about that. But customer brought it in, it was gurgling into the degas bottle with an overflow. On this model, it doesn't have a degas bottle. On these Cummins, the later 6.7s, or the earlier ones, they'll have just a regular overflow tank. On the later ones, you'll actually have a degas bottle and you won't have a cap on your radiator. Well, with this one, after shutdown, it was pushing coolant and it was bubbling out of his bottle over here. So brought it in, we did the normal stuff, pressure test, it held, that's a big symptom of head gaskets going out. So to try to confirm that, and this is where it gets tricky, another deal called a combustion leak tester. You'll fill it with fluid, and what that fluid does is if there's any combustion gases inside of the coolant system, there'll be a vacuum bulb that goes on top. You'll pull a vacuum, you let it run for about 10 minutes, let everything get nice and warm. And then it's supposed to change colors. So in this case, if the fluid's red, it'll turn like a yellow or, oranges, depending on how much gas is in there. Well, we had no change whatsoever in that. The fluid never changed. So, not knowing any better, you would think, okay, not a head gasket. So, without wanting to just sell the customer a head gasket and then the problem not, continue after I put all that work into it and the customer spent all that money, I did as much testing as I could, man. I thought maybe there was an airlock in it, because another deal, you can see right here, we've got ARP 625 head studs. The head gasket's been done about 2 years ago. Another big thing that these Cummins have that I told him from the start that could cause it, there's a lot of heat in the 5 and 6 hole at the very back there. You'll see a lot of heat in them. And they make a coolant bypass kit, which we got for it. Haven't installed it yet because it's a pain in the butt. So we're gonna when we pull the head off, we're also gonna install that. But that'll be in a separate video. I wanna keep this one informative. I'll do an install video on the head gasket and so forth. So anyway, he said he thought the thermostat had stuck because it got kind of hot, got up to about 220. So he replaced the thermostat, and then the problems just continued after that. So, at first I was thinking, okay, we replaced the thermostat. The guy's mechanically inclined, but he's not a mechanic. So we did our best to try to maybe see if there was an air bubble in the motor or something like that. So a trick you can do is, you can fill here and you pull this out right here. This is a vent line. It's a high point vent line on these Cummins. You can pull that out, and sometimes to see if maybe you have a trapped air bubble, you can shove your water hose into this, leave that open, and you'll see bubbles come up out of it. Well, we tried that, ran it, still having issues. Weren't quite as bad, but still having issues. So basically what I'm getting to is kind of a test when you're not 100% sure of a head gasket. What'll happen when the coolant system heats up? That's what this overflow bottle for. When it heats up, it allows somewhere for the coolant to escape. As it cools, there should be, it'll suck that coolant that it displaced. It'll suck that back into your radiator itself. But with it being a head gasket issue, and a way that you can tell if you have a pinhole gasket, or another way, like if you just have a pinhole in it, or not necessarily a problem, it's a good thing, but it makes it hard to diagnose on trucks that have the updated head studs, is they have so much clamping force that if you have a bad head gasket under low boost conditions or just in general, the truck's gonna run fine. You're not gonna have any stuttering, you're not gonna have any misfires, nothing like that. I drove the absolute crap out of this truck to try to get it to intensify the issues. And what I was able to get it to do is, now that, it's low on coolant now. But now, when you start the truck and the truck's full, there's a constant bubble. So the best way to, I guess, fully diagnose if you're skeptical about these trucks, if the head gasket's bad, what you can do is you can run your truck, get your truck hot, park it, don't touch it. Let it cool completely off. Once you cool it completely off, this line right here, after the truck is completely cooled back down to, base temperature, If the head gasket is bad, it will have put compression into your coolant system. So this line won't squeeze, it'll be firm. It'll be hard as a rock. It'll be cold, but this will be firm. You know, you won't feel any heat in it, nothing like that. You'll be able to come over, touch your cap, won't feel anything. Just be careful. I mean, it's not gonna burn you or anything, but when you do take your cap off, if you have that condition, when you pop this cap off, the coolant's gonna spray everywhere. It's gonna displace the gases first. A lot of times the gas bubble gets trapped under a little bit of coolant, so it'll blow all that coolant out as the gas is escaping. So with that being said, it's gonna be a short video, a very crude video. I'm going to start the teardown process, and I'm going to see if I can walk y'all through it, make this a little easier for y'all DIYers out there, see if it's something y'all want to do. Till next time, man, holler at you later.